All right, this is the tutorial for Saxophone Etude number 8. What you need to know is that largo means slow. So if you're playing this and you're thinking to myself, man, this is slow, yeah, it's supposed to be. This pushes you on your phrase length. It pushes you to make a musical phrase, to plan out your breathing, and not let those physical limitations affect what you can do musically. The other thing, because this is slow, up to this point, counting challenges have been pretty minimal. But now here you're having to deal with triplets, you're having to deal with 16th notes, you're having to deal with eighth notes, you're having to deal with dotted quarter notes, kind of existing all mixed up together. So we need to count very, very, very carefully. One spot that I do want to hit, 1, 2, 3, the fourth line down, second measure going into the third measure. Because here we have to think triplets, right? As we're playing the half note, you should already be thinking triplet, triplet, and then that lines up the two triplet figures on counts 3 and 4. But in your brain, you have to make an immediate change in thought by the time you get to the third measure, because at that point in time, we have to subdivide eighth notes so that we can line up the dotted quarter eighth rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3, right? Dee 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 da dee 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 da dee da da da. And that counting challenge generally kind of gets to people a little bit. So this is the second measure of that line with the triplets. You won't hear it, but in my head, I'm already subdividing triplets when I play the half note. And then immediately when I get to the next measure, I'm subdividing eighth notes for the dotted quarter. Here it is. So in my head, I'm just going to kind of give a pulse because that shows the subdivision thinking in my head. So hopefully you can hear my thinking with that a little bit. It is great if you can make 4-measure phrases on this. If you can't, we just have to make artful breathing and kind of sneak some air in some places. Here we go. When I look at this, I think of this as having an A, B, A form. So I just did the 2 A sections, and we're moving to the B section, which has a little bit more rhythmic urgency to it. You see a lot more eighth note and triplets kind of in the mix there. So here's how I make that transition. Now I'm making the transition back to A, and there's a great kind of musical tension and release here because I have the continuity of theme that I've created in A. Every single time it shows up, it's just a little bit different, so there's some variance there. But then when I want something completely different, that's where I have the B section. So here we go into A. You're going to hear it in the lower register, and then finally, as kind of a climax to the etude, you're going to hear it in the upper register. The last line, the highest note, is an F. So check that out because sometimes students miss that. So I need to be on all 3 palm keys plus the top side to get my F. Walking up to that, I have D as the palm key closest to my body, E, which is the next one over, plus the side key, and then finally we have our F as well. So I have all three palm keys over here, plus the top side key.